Welcome back to Inside Sources. Today I have a guest that is I'm going to engage on issues of politics, governance, and their intersection with religion. He is the presiding pastor of Living Spring Chapel International and also the national director for the PFN in the Directorate of Politics and Governance, and he was one time the Deputy Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly. I'd like to welcome back to Inside Sources, Pastor Femi Emmanuel. Pastor, good to see you again, sir.
Nice to see you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
That's right.
Yeah, so elections going to start again in another 7 months in January. So I wanted to have a conversation with you considering your role, specifically the fact that you have been in politics and you are also now a religious leader, a very prominent one in our country. So I want us to have that conversation. I want to start this way, that as we go to 2027, when we are going to have another general election, what do you think ought to be the role or the responsibility of religious groups and religious leaders in shaping the outcome of the future of this country, broadly?
Thank you, Laulu. I must thank you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you you are doing a very good work. Now, what should be the role of the religious groups and leaders towards taking Nigeria forward? I am like a door, Laulu. I see deeply into the church world, and I have seen into the Nigerian political world. Now, the religious leaders, the church leaders, which is my own constituency, must go beyond this traditional pray for Nigeria, pray for the leaders. We must go beyond just praying for the leaders or advising or protesting or addressing press conference. We must go beyond that into actually involvement in producing credible candidates that the public can vote for. Until then, we cannot have credible leaders. The Bible says, show me your faith without works, without action. And I will, through my action or my work, show you my faith. So all this, the traditional belief of pray for the political leaders. And that's what we have always done. You pray for them, they go there, they plunder the whole system, everything is deteriorating, you keep praying for them. So the churches or the religious groups, including the youth, must go beyond just praying, just giving advice, addressing press conference, carrying placard, protesting. That won't solve Nigerian problem. We must be involved in the production of credible candidates to be voted for. That is when Nigeria will change. If we keep praying and we sit by the sideline, fold our arms, and it will just be going in vicious circle, because Nigerian problem is leadership problem. Everything God has blessed Nigeria with, but we lack credible leaders, sincere leaders, God-fearing leaders, leaders that have the vision to lead this country and have the interest of the masses. Everybody goes there to plunder the nation. I have stolen my own for 8 years. You come and steal your own for another 8 years. Laulu, I have been there. Prayer, sitting on the fence, folding our arms, will not change anything because of the massive followership the church has and the massive number of youth. I'm taking the church and the youth together. Now, we can't sit on the fence and just pray. We must get involved at the grassroots to profiling, producing credible leaders that the public can vote for. That's the only time we can have good governance, because our problem is lack of leadership. Leadership deficit is the problem with this country.
Thank you for those opening comments, Pastor. So now, if you look at it, the spread, you are a Christian religious leader. And I know that just like we have quite a number of churches, we also have a good number of mosques that people go.
Yes, that's
but,
right.
But let's talk about what you are familiar with, which are churches. If we look especially at the Pentecostal movement, Pastor.
Yes.
The number of Pentecostal churches in Nigeria alone must be running to at least 50,000, if I'm not wrong.
Much more.
Okay. Now, and if we have only 774 local governments.
Yes.
I'm sure that you even have more detail as to the breakdown of that.
That's right.
So I want to make a comment and then.
Politician then.
I
was a grassroots politician.
Exactly.
I was a ward chairman before becoming the deputy speaker, so I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you that the problem doesn't seem as if the church, which is your own focus, is not that they don't have the strength, it's not that they don't have the spread. Churches are all over this place. Let's even focus only on Pentecostal churches. I'm a member of Redeem, and I know that Redeem must have no less than 40,000 parishes in Nigeria.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Now, that is a very significant number.
That's right.
How do you think, we can tap into that to mobilize Nigerians, around issues of good governance and around the people that are elected?
Thank you, Laolu. And that is the burden I carry. Like I told you, I see into the Nigerian political world arena, and I see into the church world. Again, like you said, there are also Muslims. There are people that are not even Christians or Muslims, but they are patriotic Nigerians.
Yes.
The problem with Nigeria, Laolu, is that good Nigerians are not where leaders are chosen that would lead Nigeria. Good Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians, the church world, like you have said, there is a church organization among the Pentecostals, your church, 40,000 parishes. The other church, Living Faith, 10,000 churches established yearly. I've not come to other ones. I've not come to Orthodox. I've not come to traditional churches. And like I said, there are also good patriotic Muslims and even non-church, non-Muslim people who are patriotic. But we are not at the grassroots. The political power of Nigeria, those who rule this country, those who have plundered this country and continue to plunder it, they own the grassroots. Laolu, democracy in Nigeria is only on paper. Democracy in Nigeria is only on paper. Democracy is supposed to be the government of the people, by the people, for the people. That is in other places, not here. Here, political parties are owned. That nucleus called the world, like you said, we have 36 states plus Abuja, 774 local government, 8,880 wards. That's the grassroots. That's the nucleus. Christians, my own world, my own Christian world, and most of the youth out there, we are not at that level. And until we are at that level to co-produce, political parties have not been having their primaries. We are all witnessing primaries. And it's option A4. And that was what we did. That was the option A4 in operation when I was
elected.
So you kill behind your candidate. Now, we all watch it on television. How many Christians do you see there? How many youth do you see there? Youth are on social media. Christians are locked up in churches, praying and receiving powerful messages, insightful messages from their pastors. They are jumping up. Some pastors are venting their angers on the pulpit, pouring venom on the ruler. Those things won't change anything until we go to the root. The root gives birth to fruits. My Bible tells me in Psalm 11, verse 3, if the foundation is faulty, there's nothing you can put on it. Nigerian political system is faulty. This system will never produce the kind of leadership we want if we don't go to the root and join hands in producing patriotic, credible, competent Nigerians. We will just be recycling these old politicians. Look, Nigeria had been colonized 3 times. The North colonized 4 times because the jihad, Usman Dan Fodio jihad, has already conquered the North before the British colonialists came.
Yeah.
And when they came, the British colonialists were on us for many years. They couldn't remove the jihadist, oligarchy, feudality system of the North. So they let them be, rule them. That was why they gave them indirect rule and gave the southern Nigeria direct rule. So they made these emirs more powerful, working for them. So the North has been colonized 4 times, but the rest of us 3 times. First by the colonial masters, second by the military. The military sat on us for 33 years, for goodness sake. And to perpetuate this corruption that the politicians came and took to another level. And now we are recolonized by the political warlords, the party owners. A political party is supposed to be the coming together of people of the same mind, the same ideology. They provide a manifesto, sell it to the public. This is what we are willing to do for you if you vote us into power. Nigeria is not so, Laulu. Somebody owns the structure. Somebody is an enterprise. Somebody owns the structure. As brilliant, as cerebral, as informed, as articulate as you are. You can't be a councillor in your hometown or where you are without a godfather. It is godfatherism. This is what I am calling the church. Millions upon millions that we locked up. The church community is an imprisoned community. We, their general overseers, locked them in, pumping doctrine into their head and asking them, pray for Nigeria, hope for heaven. The youth are there, pressing phone on WhatsApp, on social media. That won't change anything. Until we change it from the root, we will not have credible people to vote for. We have been recolonized, and this is even worse, by the political warlords, the party owners, the money bags. They perpetuate themselves on Nigeria. And look at it. Look at the presidential candidate, for instance, that are presenting themselves. Are they not the old ones we have always known? It is APC or PDP or ADC. Are they not the same people that we have always been voting for? Laulu, if we continue with this system, if you vote 100 times, they are the one you'll be voting for. Because they are the one that own the wards, the grassroots. They put their people there. You need to attend the world meeting in Nigeria, and you will shake your head for this country. The kind of people there, they pay them, they organize them. The whole church world is asleep. We are in the church. We are singing. We are celebrating. Miracles. We are celebrating branches. We are celebrating structure. We are celebrating media power. But they keep on plundering the country. So they are happy to say, pastors, keep praying for us. Keep praying for us. It must go beyond prayer. We must be involved. The youth must also go beyond social media. Good Nigerians must go to the grassroots in their numbers and well structured and good enough. Political parties are in caucuses. You see what is playing the same out? Caucuses. These caucuses are put in place by the political leaders who wants to take the power. The power of who rule this country is at the world level. It's at the grassroots. And that is what the church world does not know at all. And the youth are not willing to also do so. That's the burden. That's why I'm crying out. We will keep voting for the same people. Look at them. Look at all the presidential candidates that are presented forward. They are the old ones. They are the ones we have always voted for. We are either them or their sons or their daughter or their cronies. Why? They own the structure that we produce the candidate. It's a party politics. The party will have to produce who you vote for. So we must go beyond prayer and prophesying and venting anger on the pulpit. We must get involved. You can't change the system you are not involved in.
Excellent point, Pastor, and you and I have had these conversations, over and over again. But yes. I also wanted to, dimension it in a different way, just to deepen the issue. The Nigerians, that we're talking about, I mean,
Yes.
in your own case, Christians who go to church, Muslims
Yes.
who go to the mosque,
Mosque.
the traditional leaders who do their other stuff,
That's right.
it is about their lives that we're talking about.
Yes.
It is about security, their economic well-being, about their
Yes.
welfare. I wanted
Yes.
to ask you, in your own view, why
Yes.
are people disinterested? Before we talk about the leadership, the people themselves, Pastor, why is it that they are not interested in trying to say that, look, this is where we need to go and take this matter and solve it? In your view?
Laolu, number one is ignorance. Ignorance. Hosea 4:6 my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The church world has shot herself in the foot by saying politics is evil, politics is dirty. That's what we all grew up with. Don't go near politics. Leave politics for the politicians. That's what has brought Nigeria to where we are now. So number one is that church is a giant in slumber. So it has been ingrained into our Christian DNA that politics is evil. Politics is bad. Let's focus on our primary assignment, which is preaching the gospel, winning souls, preparing the bride for Christ. That's the language we speak. Nothing is wrong in winning souls. Nothing is wrong in making disciples. It is true. That's our primary assignment. But where is the environment for the church to thrive? The people we are bringing up, we are saving, we are producing. Where is the environment? So ignorance. And then you see, democracy, to be very, very factual, is not African breakfast. It's not part of African setting. Our setting is KBOC, the traditional leader. You don't ask questions. That's our system. So a lot of Nigerians are apathetic to politics. They don't vote. Look at the poor voting system in Nigeria. INEC will say we register 2.5 million on registration on the register. 300,000 people will vote. And there are governors here in the southwest that got elected with less than 300,000 votes. You will see huge number on the INEC register come on the voting day. And of course, because there have been less than credible election, the few ones that will have voted are discouraged. They said, look, whatever we do, they will award it for themselves. So there is this voters' apathy. There is this, our vote don't count, which is in our mentality. So ignorance and this apathy to election. So even why we are not, like you said, the insecurity, the economic strangulation, the poverty, it is the people. Because all these political warlords, political officers, governors, senators, National Assembly, local, they are feeding fat. They are feeding fat. They have their children all over the world. Their security is made up. But the suffering people are ignorant. That is where their salvation lies. The suffering people, I just told you, corporate Nigerians, for instance. Look at corporate Nigerians. Many Nigerians are doing well. Corporate people, educated people, you won't find them at the world level. You will not. They say, no, I mean, it's not for us. Let them do their thing. Churches, Christian Association of Nigeria, PFA, you know what they do now? They are waiting for political parties to produce their candidates. Then they will invite them for interrogation. Why do you want us to vote for you? When you get there, what will you do to the nation? Will you address insecurity? What do you want? Is yes. Objective papers. Yes. And some of them will even say, let's sign MOU. But once they are sworn in, that is it. And I said to my Christian brethren, I said to general overseers, I said to Christian leaders, is it not that something has happened to us? We vote for these people for 4 years. We condemn what they do. We protest. We address press conference. We carry placards. We pray against them. But come 4 years, they are still the ones that will vote for. Then we go back to our churches. Oh Lord, deliver us. they come 4 years, they are the same people you vote for. I think him doing the same thing the same way, expecting a different result, is insanity. So Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians, corporate Nigerians, the huge army of the church, Laulu, God has answered our prayers over Nigeria long time ago. Long time ago. When I became a Christian, when I got born again, 1972, 54 years ago, if you see a church of 1,000, it's a mega church.
Mm.
Our church, the first 300 people, 250 people will be celebrating. Today, we said a church has 40,000 branches. There are churches in Nigeria that cannot hold convention on one spot. There are too many. And yet, we lock up these people. We will need to give a new orientation, deliberately, intentionally, to say politics is not evil, politics is not dirty. That was a mistake. And I saw in 2023, because of effort of DPG that I represent, meeting all the church leaders, our daddies, I had meeting with them, national conferences. Now they came to be able to say, go and take your voter's card. By 2023, we were knowledgeable enough to say, go and take your voter's card. Then I asked them to vote for who? You are going to be voting for the same people, except you are parts. Now, the church, patriotic Nigerians, youth, should not just be at the voting center. They must be at the production center, where credible people are produced. Laulu, that's our problem. If not, come next year, January, we are going to vote for the same people. Can't you see that? The same old politicians. Why? They own the platform producing candidates. That's where the problem is. So this ignorance and this lie that has been told the church world that politics is dirty, politics is evil, and do you know what? The sheep does not see better than the shepherd.
So I want us to talk about the model that you have developed.
Yes.
As the National Director of the Directorate of Politics and Governance of PFN, I'm aware that you have developed a model. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and then we now come to what do we need to do, what has to happen for the church leaders. I want you to reserve that. What has to happen? But tell us about the model that you have developed, Pastor.
Thank you very much. What I'm calling the church world to do is what God helped me to do 1991-92 in Ibadan. And if you know anything about Ibadan, I am not casting aspersion on anyone, is a traditional setting, is the politics of the son of the soil.
I'm from Ibadan too, Pastor.
Oh, I'm sorry. And like I said, political parties are owned. In our own time, that was the days of SDP, NRC.
Yes.
I was a political warlord over Ibadan. The late Chief Lamidi Adedibu. You can't become anything, just like you have now. You can't become anything without him. But I was able to build a structure. Politics is about structure. It's about platforms, which the church does not know anything about and is not willing to build. Which the youth, because I'm putting the two together, does not know anything about and are not willing to do. Now, I was able to build a structure. What is the structure? All the world chairmen. I was able to get them to my side. You were holding meetings, you are involved. That is exactly the structure we have built now. 36 states plus Abuja. DPG had installed 36 state directors. In fact, 6 zonal directors. Nigeria has 6 zones. 6 zonal directors, 36 state directors, 774 local government directors, 8,808 ward directors. What we lack and what has been very difficult is the first rung of the ladder. We call them COG, Church Officer of Governance, which means every parish, like RCCG now with 40,000 parishes, we have to appoint 40,000 parish representatives. Those who call their own assemblies. Some people even call their branches campuses now. So every campus, every branch, every parish must have the church officer of governance. that will register all the adult members within the same branch. This is not being partisan. I cannot be partisan. Our daddies cannot be partisans. GO cannot be partisan. It's not partisanship, it's ownership. Because all these millions and millions of members that are under us, that respond to us, they are Nigerians. They have civic responsibility to this country. They live within a world. They should join hands. Like I said, parties are in caucuses. So right now, there must be DPG caucus meeting in all the wards. And that is where you now give them orientation that you need, in addition to your voter's card, you need party cards. Please get to your church next Sunday. I give you an assignment, Olaolu. Get to church next Sunday if you are going, and that's tomorrow. Get there and ask how many people have voter's card. A good number will raise their hand. Ask them how many people have party cards. It will be 0. And if you are not in the party, how do you get involved in appointing party? You see, those ward executives are the power. So that is the structure. Now, we should not just have voters card. All the youth listening to me, you should not just have voters card and be on the social media and be saying and be making noise. We must get to the ward and have party cards and be involved in ward election. And because of our size, of our number, option A4, our line will be the longest. And it's an open ballot. So now INEC is there, security people are there. So whoever has the largest number, the longest line, is the winner. And that is where power can change hands. So that is the structure on ground, but without the general overseers, because church members are sheep. They listen only to their shepherd. These shepherds are where we have problems.
Absolutely. And that is where we are getting to now. I think, I'm going to make it, it's a conversation. I'll give you my perspective and then you will give yours. Right. I think some of the church leaders, and just as this affects church, it also affects, mosque and others.
All right.
I think part of the problem, Pastor, is that some of the church leaders they don't want to be seen to confront the politicians. This is my own observation.
Yeah.
Including, from both religions, they don't want to be seen to be the one to exert that influence. They are reluctant to showcase or to turn those numbers into real political force, because some of them are afraid of the politicians and of judgment. That's my view. How do you see it, Pastor?
You are correct. You are correct. Many of them, you see, I just said the other time that it is not partisanship, but ownership. Many people see things from the perspective of, we cannot be partisan. In my church, we have PDP, we have APC, we have ID, but it's not partisanship. It is that unlock your members. I just said to you, the church community in Nigeria is an imprisoned community. They are locked up in their parishes. They are locked up in their assemblies. And they have grown up with the mentality of politics is evil. Don't go near. Now, many of our church fathers have this fear of being accused of partisanship. And it is not partisanship.
Yeah.
It is taking responsibility. God gave you millions of people who follow you like sheep. Do you know our members listen to us?
Yeah.
More than their parents.
Absolutely.
They listen to us. They don't even listen to all these political governors. They don't listen to them.
They don't even regard them
at all. They don't even regard them. They look at them as thieves, as corrupt people. They are our problem. They are your problem, but we are not doing anything about it. So they follow us like anything. So it is this fear. And then a few ones, unfortunately to say, are also, what do I say now? Is it complicit? Or,
compromise.
Like I was saying to our church father, I have the opportunity of being their director. I said, look, after the political parties have selected their candidate, what you will see for Olaolu, you will see them go from church to church, mosque to mosque, to seek the endorsement and the prayers of the big godfathers
Yeah.
And it's not because they are sincere, but they see the followership behind them. And they want to take pictures with them. They want to see them put their hands on their head, anointing them, just to deceive voters. That look, Big Daddy has endorsed me.
Yeah.
Big Bishop has endorsed me. Big Archbishop has endorsed me. And when they come, can I say this on air?
Yes,
When they come, they also bring seed.
Mm.
They said, we give you, and there's nothing wrong as a church father, as a church members give you seed.
Yeah.
But these are the people who come deceptively, give you seed, make donation to the project you are doing in the church. I have been involved, and I've told them this year, I have been involved in committees set up by BFN to interrogate political candidates, presidential candidates. And I told them there is no way there. They will tell you yes, yes, yes. At that point, it's votes they need. As they leave the church, they are going to the mosque. As they leave the mosque, they are going to the shrine. Anywhere they are going to the market, anywhere they can get food. Anywhere. I've been there. Anywhere they can get vote. It's not that they are sincere. But after that such interrogation, they will say they make donation to CAN. They made donation to the mosque. They made donation to the work you are doing. The committee that invited them money for minerals. We take it. Our mouth has filled. Is that helping us?
No.
So the church father has nothing to fear. We must be responsible to our members. These members are dying of hunger. Many of them are japa. And when you go there, you become a second-class citizen. We are losing our best brains because there's no environment. So I think we should prioritize that above. We will be misunderstood. We will be called partisan. And it's not partisanship. Partisanship is that you are in APC throwing soul against PDP, or you are ADC fighting APC. That's partisanship. I cannot be partisan. I cannot belong to any political party. But what about the huge members under me? They are Nigerians.
Yeah.
They have civil responsibility. I must unlock them. I must train them. I must mobilize them and say, go to your grassroots, go to your ward. That's where you live, your streets. You have electricity bill there, you stay there, join them. Take part in selecting credible leaders. And that's what we are appealing them to do. So that is the area, that's the lacuna. We must understand that it is not partisanship. We are the fathers, the governors, the president, they call us fathers. Fathers that does not control what the son does.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Well, one last question as we begin to wrap up. First of all, to say that it is very important that you continue and those of us that also have platforms to encourage, our religious leaders to tap into that power that they have, and you've clarified it that no, it's not that they will become partisan,
no.
To set the people free. I like what you said about the fact that we have gone through 3 colonizations, and it cannot be put better. We have the colonial rule itself, we have the military rule, and it turns out that the democracy that we say we have is not giving us the desired.
We are in bondage. They held us to ransom.
So our religious leaders, they owe us that responsibility to help us to get out of this level of colonization.
Nigeria is a religious country. You cannot remove that. See the number of people in churches. Nigeria, and they are young people, educated people. Nigeria is a very religious society, both in mosque and in church. So you can, and that's where the killing majorities go. So we have a responsibility to them.
Absolutely, and I agree with you entirely. And this is something that we continue to pursue online and offline. But one last question. So the president has now been in office, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for 3 years. What is your assessment of what has happened in those 3 years? Final question, Pastor.
Well, 3 years of our president, His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I am an objective person. I've never met President Tinubu before. He doesn't know me. But I think he met a very, very bad situation. It's like giving a car whose engine has knocked. You have to dismember it, remove it. And I think these 3 years, that's what he's been trying to do. And it's not easy. Nigeria is not an easy country to govern because of the centrifugal forces of ethnicity and religion. I am sure, much as our President Bola Tinubu said, it has been his desire to be the president of Nigeria. And of course, you get to Abeokuta and say, Milukon, and all the rest of it. Then he came in. I'm sure what he met was far, far more than what he expects. But once you are there, I mean, like he also said many times, he's not ready to complain. He has to fix it. He's trying his best. He has taken some very audacious steps, very courageous, removal of fuel subsidy that was killing us, equalization of naira and dollar, and some of these, school fees and loans to students. But in the area of insecurity, there is so much yet to be done. Again, like I said, insecurity in Nigeria will be very, very difficult to fight. Because those that are taking people into the forest, the bandits, the kidnappers, they are not Nigerians. They are the people that came in from the Sahel region. And if I don't want to go deeper into that, there are forces that want to take over Nigeria and turn it into a Sharia state. So those things are very difficult to fight. But I think on the average, he has done his best within the situation that we have. But there is still so much yet to be done. Many of his lieutenants, a leader is as powerful, as good as those who surround him. So many of those who surround him, our presidents, are also not sincere because corruption still goes on unabated. Looting still goes on. So he must look at those areas, and whoever, no matter whose ox is God, again, Nigerian politics, you can't get there as a president and do what you want. Okay, I was speaking somewhere 2 days ago in Abeokuta. I said we have a constitution that says ministers must come from 36 states of the country, including Abuja. Look, Nigeria does not need more than 14, 15 ministers. As His Excellency Governor Fashola, at a point, held 3 ministries.
Yes.
And he did it successfully. But the constitution says you must have, each state must be represented. And the constitution says there are things you want to do, the constitution does not allow you. That's why some of us are advocating that this constitution must be jettisoned and must produce the one that can make Nigeria work. So there are some of the things that are holding anybody's hand. He wouldn't want to violate, he can't even violate constitution. So he's done his best within the situation available, but he can do more, and he should do more within the next 1 year.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Femi Emmanuel. Thank you for coming to Inside Sources. Thank you for the passion and the burden that you have taken on regarding how to get out of this third colonization. And I agree with your perspective entirely. We will continue to push, and I want to encourage you not to give up because this is our country. We will find a way. Thank you so much for what you represent.
Thank you, Lalo, for inviting me. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.